While I have no proof, these things happened to Michael Myers. At 5 years old, with his dad's car in the shop, Michael goes with his mom to pick up his father from work. Once there, Michael wanders into someone's office. He sees a huge display of various business trophies and trinkets. Michael becomes fixated on one in particular, so he picks it up very carefully, places it on the floor, then sits crisscross applesauce in front of it. In the middle of talking business, Mr. Myers and his boss see Michael across the hall, sitting there, in Colonel Cochran's office. Mrs. Myers rushes in panicking, thinking Michael will break it. She asks Michael what he thinks he's doing. Before the child can answer, Cochran himself says it's no trouble at all. That his reputation around the office may be that of a demanding boss, but he can't deny there's a special place in his heart for children. He regrets not having any of his own. He then tells Michael, "It belongs to you now." Excited for his second day of kindergarten, little Michael Myers falls from his treehouse, retrieving an item for show and tell. The child bumps his head, causing an awful cut. His mother frantically runs to his lifeless, bleeding body, not sure what to do. Nothing this bad has ever happened to the boy before. From the pit of her stomach, she fears what kind of extreme response her husband will have this time. Not only that, but they really can't afford extra hospital bills. The only thing she could think to do is call her friend and neighbor, Lorraine Collins, for help. That name is not to be spoken in the Myers household. Mr. Myers, well, he believes Lorraine to be a bad influence, all because of what she believes, not in Jesus or the Jewish faith, nor Buddha or Allah. Even though she doesn't like to put titles on it, Mr. Myers knows the things that she believes would get a woman drowned or stoned to death back in the 1600s. Caught between a rock and a hard place, Mrs. Myers sees no other way to help her son. If everything works out like she believes it can, keeping one secret from her husband shouldn't be that hard at all. Lorraine swears she can help the boy, and that he will be healed far better than his mother can ever imagine. She warns, however, that it will come at an unspeakable price, a debt to be paid throughout the child's lifetime. That is the nature of the magics that will save the boy. Mrs. Myers accepts those terms. One mid-September's day in the high school cafeteria, Judith Myers hears a kid telling a story about how October 30th is celebrated as a night of great power in Detroit.
The power of Devil's Night.
She becomes infatuated and begins to gather items to be used in a seance. When one of her two friends pulls out of the plan, she uses Michael's crush on her best friend to fool him into taking part in the seance after school on Devil's Night while her parents are at work. The seance did not go as planned, but when it was over, everything seemed fine. Even though he worked for Silver Shamrock, that clown costume was extremely hard to get his hands on. Leading up to their wide release, the data suggested that it would be the least popular of the four. The company saw no reason to overproduce it, so he knew his son had to have it. The boy had been asking for it ever since he saw the commercials sprouting up in mid-September. It would ensure the boy would keep certain secrets from his mom, as they agreed it would in private. Something awful happened the night the boy wore that costume, and only Colonel Cochran saw it coming. These things happened to Michael Myers. You have no proof that they didn't.